The long process of bringing 5 accused al-Qaeda terrorists to trial for the 9/11 attacks resumes on Monday. A new round of pretrial hearings will begin at the Guantanamo Bay prison in Cuba for Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, the self-confessed mastermind of the 9/11 plot, and 4 others. Just yesterday, a judge issued a ruling that could mean conspiracy charges against the 5 will be dropped, but they still face nearly 3,000 counts of murder. Joining us now is Eugene Fidell of the Yale Law School, a former president of the National Institute of Military Justice. It's nice to have you with us.
Good morning.
So we're hearing behind the scenes there's this infighting sort of going on among prosecutors over this conspiracy charge. Some of them want to pursue it, others don't want to pursue it. Why is it so contentious when Khalid Sheikh Mohammed has already admitted to being the mastermind of the 9/11 terrorist attacks?
The government seems to be committed to getting a conviction on as many charges as possible. This includes conspiracy, and quite a number of the people who are being charged before military commissions are accused of conspiracy, as well as many other offenses. They don't want to give up, at least some people in the executive branch don't want to give up the possibility of prosecuting people for either conspiracy or, in the case of Mr. Hamdan, if you remember, Osama bin Laden's driver, and Mr. al-Balul, who is his videographer, the charge of material support for terrorism. There has been fighting both within the Department of Justice, where Attorney General Eric Holder overruled a decision by Solicitor General Don Verrilli, and within the Defense Department, the convening authority for military commissions, Admiral McDonald, has overruled Brigadier General Mark Martins, the widely respected chief prosecutor before the military commissions. So this is a drama that's playing out in real time, and it's very complicated because you've got 2 parallel tracks, both of which could converge at the Supreme Court.
So here we are, more than 11 years after 9/11, and I guess folks are really wondering when, if, are we going to get to a trial? Can you give us a sense of the timeline here?
Well, let's see. This is 2013. I personally think it's a scandal that it's taken this long, and public confidence in the administration of justice has not been served.
Months, years? What are we talking about?
I would be surprised if these trials were finished in 2013. I think they'll be finished in 2014. Possibly even 2015 at this rate. But then, of course, there are appeals because the cases are subject to review by the Court of Military Commission Review, and then by the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit, and then by the Supreme Court of the United States. So we have a long road to go, and I have to say, this whole act would be over. This whole set of cases would have been over a long time ago had these cases been prosecuted in the federal district courts.
Let's talk about torture. It's been in the news a lot. Do you see that coming up in this trial? And if so, in what parameters?
I think the defense will try to get in evidence by whatever means they can that the accused have been subjected to torture. And we're talking about waterboarding and other kinds of mistreatment. I think the government will make every effort to keep that off the public record. I think ultimately it's artificial to try to keep that off the public record. We may not like it, what the CIA and other people did in these cases, and I think it's quite important that that be made a matter of public record as well.
Eugene Fidell, thanks so much for joining us.
My privilege.